Priyanka Chopra Jonas made more than 50 Bollywood films. But when she decided to take on projects in the U.S., it was not an easy transition. We continue our conversation with the problems she faced as she tried to make it big in America. In 2015, you come to this country and you become the first South Asian to star in an American television series as an FBI recruit in the TV show Quantico. Here you are.
You stole classified documents from a federal building. The week before, you planted surveillance equipment in my office. Do you have any idea how much trouble you'd be in if I told anyone?
Tell him. Tell the entire world for all I care. You're still lying to me. You're still manipulating me. When does it stop, Liam? I am not scared of you anymore. And I will do whatever it takes to find out the truth about my father.
You were a big star in India. Why did you decide to make the move to the U.S.?
Well, there were, everybody wants to grow and evolve. I was looking to kind of spread my wings. I had the opportunity to do pop music for a hot second and then quickly realized I'm a better actor than I am a pop star. I had never thought about it when I was working in India, but circumstances kind of brought me here, and I have always worked for about 10 years to get to a point where I was a leading lady, and I wanted to be able to look for mainstream spots in entertainment here, and there were very few people like me that did that at that time. So to be able to get that job after working towards it, after, this was not written for an Indian woman, I just went in, auditioned like everybody else, and got the job. It was really validating.
So you talked briefly about you were going to be a pop star. We even explored that.
Oh, God. Stop it, Chris.
It's not so bad, Priyanka.
Okay.
So you had a song that for a while was the opening song on NFL Network Thursday Night Football. Here you are.
I was so young.
Is that what you do? You look back at her and think?
Well, it's like 10 years ago or something. She's like, I was 30 or something. That's crazy.
So I heard that the reaction in social media was not, yes, there were obviously people who liked it, but there was also a lot of racism. Was that true?
NFL Network got a lot of tweets and stuff, things saying, who is she? Who's this person, and why should she be on American TV, and like football should be an American person. It was just like very confusing because I was just an artist with a song that they liked. But props to NFL, they doubled down for next year. Was that hurtful to you, or by that point had you sort of been through that and it didn't hit you? No, it hits you every time. It hits you, all of it hits you. Criticism, the fact that, my job requires me to be dissected and, microscopically, everything I say, my home, my family, everything is looked at. But that's the nature of the beast. And I've done it for 23 years now, where I'm not expecting its nature to change. You've got to start protecting yourself. And I started doing that many years ago. So yes, of course it was hurtful, but I'm someone who does wear blinders. I'm not, and I believe in, letting my work speak for itself. And the best shutdown to people like that who said that I didn't belong is to belong. And today I have, the #1 series in the world on the show. And I'm sitting here talking to Chris Wallace. So it doesn't get better than that. Who won? Well, but one of the things that changed as you grew and got more success, I heard that when you started, you felt you had to kind of shed your ethnicity to get jobs, to get accepted here in the U.S., but that as you've grown and become Priyanka Chopra Jonas, that you now embrace your ethnicity on screen. When I first started working here, I think that I did not want to be the check in the box. Normalizing my culture has been a long walk. And there are a few of us that are doing it, and culture should be normalized because children should be exposed to different kinds of culture. Culture is the best teacher in the world. Traveling around the world, meeting different foods that take different forms, languages. So I think that became my quest for a very long time, and I'm doing a lot of work where I want to bring stories that are about my culture, my people, and should be out there.
Well, speaking of your culture, one way you embraced it was your wedding to pop singer Nick Jonas with this big extravaganza in Jodhpur. Why did you want it to be so big?
Because I never said I was subtle. Everything I do is big. I'm a bold person. It was big in scale, but it was just 110 people. It was the closest people to me and my husband, and we kept it very intimate. But I wanted to get married in a palace with a 75-foot train. Why not? Why not?
And you could.
And I did.
All right. Then last year, you and Nick had your baby girl, Malti Marie, who was born dangerously premature. How big was she when she was born?
Very small. She was very, very small. It was very touch and go for about her whole third trimester. She was in the NICU, and it was many, many scary moments. But my husband and I had each other, and we had to be really tough in that situation because she needed that. And here she is, happy as a clam, smiliest baby now, healthy, and we're so blessed. She's our greatest blessing.
So she had to spend 100 days in ICU. And as I understand it, when she came home, and you didn't have all the monitors and all the nurses, that you would, all the time, you'd be putting your ear to her heart to make sure that her heart...
Or my finger in front of her nose, or just like, is she breathing? And I would count her breathing to see if it was like a normal breathe. Because I was a NICU mom. I read, the monitor to know that she was okay or what she was feeling. She couldn't even cry or communicate in any way. You know, she had so many tubes in her, you hardly could see her little face. So it was very terrifying and trying, but we had so much support from our family. My mom, my husband's parents came down, spent time with us, helped her be surrounded by love and, feel cherished. And she's the happiest little thing.
And how's she doing now?
She's great. She's great. She's almost walking. Almost. We're just about standing now.
Finally, hold up your right. So because I kept noticing this. Daddy's, well, you tell me about that and the story behind it.
Well, it says Daddy's little girl, and it's my dad's handwriting. I lost my dad to cancer in 2013, and he was my greatest champion, biggest fan, like gregarious laugh, loudest in the room, just confident guy. And there was a lot of silence after I lost my dad in my life. It was a very tumultuous time for me. But he would never let me get a tattoo. So I thought if I involved him, maybe he'd let me get a tattoo. And he was very emotional when I got it done. That picture was just 2 months before he passed.